today we're looking at something that's been happening for quite a while. We see this sort of a price war between Dangote and NNPCL, that's the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited. Now, the price war started, and we see that on February 26, 2025, that Dangote reduced its ex-depot price of petrol from 8.90 to 8.25 per litre, and positioning itself as a cheaper supplier. Now, in response, NNPCL decides to go and lower its retail pump price to 860 naira per litre at its stations in Lagos. Now, marketers are switching to Dangote to buy, as the Independent Petroleum Market Association to buy fuel. Now, there's so much to discuss about this, and joining me to have that conversation is Dr. Gillis-Harry, who is the national president. That is Dr. Gillis-Harry, the national president of Petroan, which is the Petroleum Products and Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria. Good morning, Doctor. Thank you for joining us on Business Daily this morning. Doctor, could you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. We just lost electricity, but I hope you can still see me.
Yes, I can see you very clearly. Thank you. All right, so we've seen what's happening.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. I can hear you clearly. If you can hear me, just say something, please.
Yeah, I can hear you too.
All right then. Thank you. So we're seeing this sort of a price war between Dangote and NNPCL. So Dangote reduces its pump price, NNPCL does the same thing, and it's happening. What exactly could we say is actually triggering this price competition between these two people, or two major suppliers?
Well, there are so many words that is banned in the public space, price war. But we, as the last mile in the industry that interact with these both companies, or what we will call it, will not be much of a price war. Will be responding to the seasons and times of what is needed, applying whatever that is helpful, to cushion the business, space. Don't forget that nobody is going to be selling product at refined product at a price that is at a loss, because then you're going to kill the business. So I will rather say both companies are trying to meet up with the need to ensure that there is price affordability for Nigerians.
Okay. So now, there's this saying that when two elephants fight or something, although you said it's not really a price war, that the grass suffers. Now, I know in this case, I don't think the consumers are suffering. It is supposed to benefit the Nigerians at large.
No, but this is what we have said, that it's good time for Nigerians. Petro's position is that it's good time for Nigerians. We should enjoy it as much as it lasts. But one thing that you must consistently bear in mind as Nigerians is that this price will keep fluctuating. It will go down and go down and then come up and come up. And this will happen for quite a while before the price stability will be determined by some equilibrium.
All right, now, this whole pricing we've noticed, actually just takes place in the commercial capital of Nigeria, which is Lagos State. It has so far not necessarily trickled down to other parts of the country. When do we expect the effects of this whole thing to go down and reach every other part of the country? Because fuel prices are seemingly the same, really, here in Abuja and some other parts.
Well, it's very easy for price changes to be affected in Lagos, because almost all the transactions originate from there. The products we sell right now, even in the south, southeast, middle belt, south, not And so it's very easy for any pricing change to be affected there, especially if the quantity of product that has been stocked prior to the change has almost been depleted. Otherwise, if the price did not, I mean, if the quantity did not get depleted, then it will be a little bit difficult to apply the new prices. And it's common sense for us all to know, that would be the case. So we do hope that Port Harcourt refinery, where we load from mostly, will be able to also match up with the size of product that's coming out so that prices can be affected even in the south and southeast almost instantly.
Okay. Now, we've been looking to have a deregulated petroleum market. Is this whole phenomenon tilting towards that direction?
Yes, that is what it is. And this is what we had clamored for, that the regulation should set in, because that will create enabling environment for effective competition, effective comparison, effective improvement of business in this sector. And of course, with subsidy being removed, we should be able to see other sectors of the Nigerian economy being improved by the funds that have been injected into those areas by the funds that were removed, that were taken out of the subsidy plan, and which we expect should be applied to other segments of the economy.
So, as the Petroan national president, and I want to believe that you interface with other businesses as well in your group, are businesses actually benefiting from this supposed price war, or do they still have to face supply chain challenges?
Well, we do not face any supply challenge. Of course, Petroan is an amalgam of almost all the other associations. Almost all the other stakeholders have retail outlets, and most of their retail outlets are already benefiting from the services of Petron and their financial members. So we communicate and consult across board and be able to know exactly what is the equilibrium that should be able to help us make decisions on growing our business. The thing is that we have a lot of supply, but the price margins are so slim that it's difficult to make the kind of profit you even need to make to pay for the cost of money. So those are some of the challenges that will be coming up. You solve one problem, another problem pops up, and then you have to look at how those problems must be solved. So, but the benefits at the end of the day must be to the Nigerian public, and that's where we're headed, and that's what we do as an organization, to ensure that our supply is consistent and price affordability is the objective and the final goal of what Petron and I believe other organizations such as ours will do.
All right, now we see that independent marketers are now shifting towards, rather tilting towards Dangote refinery for their supply. How does this in any way reshape Nigeria's fuel distribution?
Well, everybody buys from Dangote. Petron has an uncompleted business transaction with Dangote, but that has not stopped us from buying products. That's why you can see that my mood is very somber, because something very tragic has happened to us in our organization. And most of the large products that are being bought by Petron are bought by some of these companies that we pray to God that will give us peace of mind and understanding to manage and get through these trying times. We are buying from, everybody's buying from Dangote, and especially Petron, because we're buying from Dangote MRS Petron partnership, which also guarantees some level of price equilibrium across the country. So we are there, and the benefit, like I said, ultimately should be to the Nigerian public.
So
and also us, because we're Nigerians.
So the buying from Dangote does not in any way, will not in any way impact full distribution network in Nigeria. We should still be able to get fuel as it when due at the right time, no scarcity looming in the nearest future.
Well, clearly, with the effort being made by NNPC and Dangote majorly, you can see that supply of petroleum product is now available and it's coming on time. Distribution is not a challenge because most of it is done in country. And we are serving the country with all of our heart and believe that it will be like this for quite some time, or if not permanently, as the refineries are not going anywhere soon. And I believe that with the maintenance culture that is going to set in, we can see Dangote improving every day on the way they do business, how they do it. And I believe NNPC, our traditional partners, are also doing the same, so that we will, at the end of the day, be able to serve Nigerians at all times with whatever their energy requirements should be, whether it's diesel or it's PMS or it's aviation cargo,
Okay.
or even gas.
Okay. Let's go down to investments in how this affects investments now. With this whole situation, what does this mean for private sector investment in refining and energy infrastructure?
Well, like I said, it's not yet to guru, but it's good times, and the signs are there that investing in this downstream sector, the midstream also, refining, storage, logistics, distribution, retail outlets doing their own part of the business, it will still be attracting quite a lot of investments because once there's adequate product in country, then export will be the focus. And that will then give us more foreign exchange that's coming that will help us to stabilize our naira and consistently make the naira to gain, values. So the investors are very much welcome and they are coming. Every other day, Petroan leadership have investors that are making proposals to us. So it shows that it's a very good one. And hopefully, Nigeria in a very near future will become the hub of, petroleum product exports and distribution across Africa, first and later in parts of the world.
Okay, so we could say that this price war now, is it if for FDIs, maybe some company outside the country, abroad wants to invest, is this price war showing signs of, instability, or, hey, the market is good, I think we should go there?
Yes, of course. Investors are always attracted to where they can make very quick profits,
Okay.
and their profits are, guaranteed for them to earn back to their various countries. Like I've said, with the kind of activities going on in Nigeria, we will have a lot of petroleum product in country that will be required in other climes, in other countries in Africa that will help in cushioning the naira, I mean the dollar, flogging of the naira. So our naira will soon grow and become really stronger, and the downstream, I believe, will play quite a lot of role in making this happen. So yes, investors are looking this way, and I'm sure that they will keep coming.
All right, now let's go to policy and the government's role in this. What role should the government play in ensuring fair competition in the oil and gas market?
Well, government should do what they have to do, ensure that very effective policies that are business friendly are enacted and implemented. And with the Petroleum Industry Stakeholder Forum that is already been established under the leadership of Honorable Minister of State of Petroleum, Senator Dr. Enikin, I believe that government will always be consulting going forward in how policies are rolled out to impact the downstream, the midstream, and the upstream. So government's role will be consistent policy maintenance of value to encourage the growth of business and also ensure that they listen to us, the players, in formulating these policies. And of course, the other part of it will be fund creation. Petroan, a couple of months ago, had requested that the government should escalate the energy bank and domesticate it in Nigeria and ensure that players in the industry, Nupeng, tanker drivers, NATO, Petroan, Memman, DAPMAN, all the other organizations that have work to do in this industry have access to single-digit loans. So that will help us at any time, no matter what the price margins will be, we'll stay in business because we have to make profit to stay in business. And that profit has to be reasonable enough to make sure that we're able to pay cost of money and cost of production. So those are the things I will encourage the government to do for the downstream, midstream, and upstream.
Okay, so now let's take a look at this price war. Can we say there's some sort of market manipulation going on there, or this is just healthy competition driving efficiency?
Well, it's business, so you are not able to. You can only speculate unless you have extra intelligence that gives you the knowledge of manipulation or whatever you may want to call it. But right now, we do know that prices are tumbling down, and what we as stakeholders can attribute to that is that there are beneficial, entrepreneurial, environmental advantages that are accounting for maybe lower costs of production, and therefore are being applied at the end of the road to retail outlets that can sell at a price to Nigerians at a price that is affordable. Okay. So until we have any extra intelligence, I would say that it is the economic environment that is being very advantageous to the producers of refined products, and they are responding to it, by ensuring that Nigerians gain from it by paying lesser prices for all refined products at the retail outlet.
All right, now, this competition between Dangote Refinery and the NNPCL, does it in any way align with the country's long-term energy policies and, supply?
Sorry, what did you say? This is discussion with Dangote and who?
And NNPCL. The competition, the price war between Dangote and NNPCL, that's what we've been discussing. Does it in any way align with the country's long-term policy and force of subsidy removal and other energy policies that the...
Yeah, I didn't quite hear who Dangote is discussing with. Are you saying it's NMDPRA or NNPCL?
NNPCL, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPC.
Okay, NNPCL. Okay, all right. The continuous discussion between the two groups will certainly help to stabilize the energy requirements of the country.
Okay.
The producer of crude oil, Dangote, is a customer that's buying crude oil from them, and to ensure that production is never hampered at any time. So there must be continuous interaction and discussion with them to keep our energy security guaranteed. And we as Petroan members encourage that. and we believe that it will impact positively. The only challenge we have is that these conversations, as much as they are all business directed, they should also have a clear human face on how business should be done to make sure that Nigerians ultimately benefit from the natural resources that God has blessed.
Okay. However, I asked earlier that the competition between these both parties, do they align with our country's energy sector reforms and policies? Dr. Gillis-Harry, can you hear me? Apparently, we've lost the doctor, that the national president of Petroan, there, Dr. Gillis-Harry, who was speaking to us on the situation, the Dangote and NNPCL price war that's taking place, where we see that Dangote reduces his price today, NNPC responds. And he's said quite a few things. This whole thing works for...
So I think that there shouldn't be any basis for comparison. What should happen is that there is possible collaborations, possible support, because it's the chicken and egg situation. NNPC produces crude oil that Dangote refinery needs. Dangote refinery is refining much more than NNPC refineries. So it's complementary. That's for me the best way I can be able to put it. And my advice would be that all the discussions should be done in a way that profit is focused, but more than profit, efficiency, and also availability of petroleum products and affordability for the Nigerian public should be part of the the inputs, I mean, the outcomes of all of these discussions. And we encourage the discussions to continue deeply until we get it right.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Gillis-Harry, for joining us today on Business Daily to discuss this situation between Dangote and NNPCL. That's the supposed price war and its effect on our economy and the people of our great country. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We just finished speaking with Dr. Gillis-Harry, the national president of Petroan. We've been talking about the Dangote-NNPCL seemingly price war where, I go down, you go down, that sort of thing. And we've talked about how its impact on the people of the country. Hopefully, the people, Nigerians, would benefit, who are supposed to benefit, will actually get a benefit from that price war. That's the much we have for you today on Business Daily. Same time, same place tomorrow. I am Chiamaka. Nwafor.